Hey there. Thanks for joining me today. My name is Stephanie and I will be your yoga teacher for today. So this is your third yoga class if you are doing these in the series. Today is going to be all about the sun salutes. So we're going to go through sun A and sun B. The first round, I'm going to be very slow and careful walking you through each posture, and then we're going to flow through one together. I will still be calling out the poses, just not giving an exaggerant of detail through each pose to give you an opportunity to flow. So we're going to begin in a standing position in our mountain pose today. So go ahead and start anywhere on your mat you wish. You can be in the middle or the front or the back. We're going to move around today. So just find wherever feels best for you this morning. When you find that place, go ahead and butterfly, your eyes closed. Allowing your feet to ground down into the mat. Noticing how you feel. What emotions came up when I said we're starting standing today? When I first started yoga, I always thought this meant it would be a hard practice. I like to think of it now as an active practice. Nothing is hard. Our minds determine easy or hard. Our bodies go along. Go ahead and bring the slight grin to your face. Crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. We have a neutral tilt in our pelvis. Both feet are equally rooted into the ground. Palms are facing forward. Shoulders are wrapped down the back of our bodies. You showed up. Hardest part, check. On your next inhale, go ahead and sweep your arms overhead. You can clasp them together. We're going to lean over to the right. Keeping our chest lifted. This is just a mini little bend to the right. Inhale back to center. And bend over to the left. Gaze is up. Chest is lifted. Inhale back to center. And go ahead and drop your arms down to your side. We're going to twist over to the right. Just a gentle twist to look behind. Keeping our feet firmly planted into the ground. And back to middle. And look to the left. Getting our spine nice and warmed up. And back to middle. Shift the weight into the left foot. Stick your right foot out and twirl your ankle to the right. And to the left. If you lose your balance, it's okay. And good job. Go ahead and plant the right foot down. Left ankle out and ankle rolls to the left. And the ankle rolls to the right. Good job. And release our hands and roll our wrists. And push them out, palms facing the front of the room. Lift them up overhead, gaze follow. And back down through center. Good job. Go ahead and twist left to right here. And begin to tap your hands on opposite hips. We call this knocking on heaven's door. This is a great warm-up for our knees, a great warm-up for our shoulders, and this is really good core work for us. Just be gentle. I love this. Make sure we're smiling because this is a massively happy pose. If you're having a bad day, I challenge you. Go do some knocking on heaven's door, and your day and your attitude will shift. Beautiful. And settle yourself. Inhale, arms up overhead. Go ahead and do a slight little back bend here. And come down, forward fold. I'm going to hang out in this forward fold for just a second. We can go ahead and interlace the hands behind our back. They should be at our tailbones right now, interlaced. If it feels good, you can start to pick them up and drop your fingers and shoulders and hands forward. Big bend in the knees here. Awesome shoulder stretch. Remembering we are breathing here. And go ahead and inhale up, arms overhead. Exhale them down through heart center. Good job. So we've got ourselves warmed up. We're going to go ahead and come to the top of the mat. And we're going to start our sun A's. So we begin with an exhale. We are in Tadasana and our hands are at heart center in Anjali Mudra, prayer position with the hands. On the next inhale, we'll raise our arms overhead. We'll exhale to fold into forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. This is where we get the expansion through the spine. We can have our hands here for half lift at our shins. We can have them at the knees, or we can have them at the thighs. We want a long spine. We want to feel the extension. We want to feel the stretch through the hamstrings when we half lift. Very active, but we want to lengthen that spine nice and long. So it's a inhale, halfway lift, and then we exhale, fold again. And then we inhale, roots arise, so arms are going to go up overhead. So inhale, roots arise. Exhale, hands down through heart center, Anjali Mudra. Good job. Okay, and then same thing. Exhale here. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, fold. Inhale, we halfway lift. Now this time we exhale. We plant the hands and we step back our right, step back our left, and now we are in plank position. For all first sun A's, I like traditional sun A is chaturanga right here, but to be gentle, for all first, I like to lower my knees and then my chest and my chin. If you want to watch, I'll do it twice. So here we are. We have stepped back in plank. So we're going to lower our knees and our chest and chin. So I'll do that again. So we're in plank. We lower the knees and then the chest and chin. And then we slide through to cobra. Okay, and in cobra, our hands should still be planted. Our chest should be lifted. And our gaze should be forward. Good job. So now we press up into upward facing dog. And now we press back into downward facing dog. Press up. You want to come through your knees and then tuck your feet and go up. That's kind of how I'd go up most days. And we're here for 5 breaths. And then we walk, jump, or hop to the top of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms all the way up overhead, root to rise. Exhale them down through heart center. Very good job. That's your first Sun A. We're going to run through that. We're not going to run through that. We're going to go through that slowly again. So let's see how you get on. So go ahead and start. Mountain pose. Hands at heart center. Exhale. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, root to rise, arms overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Good job. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step the right foot back, step the left foot back. Lower your knees, your chest and chin. Roll through to cobra. Push upward facing dog. Knee and knee back. And a downward facing dog for 5 breaths. And walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, hands down through heart center. Congratulations. There's your first Sun Salutation A. Way to go. Get my hair up here. It keeps falling in my face along with my hoodie, but bad choice of clothing today. It's okay. Okay, now we're going to do Sun B. A little more challenging, still just as much fun. Same start, hands at heart center, mountain pose. We are going to exhale into chair pose. So this is a first for you again. So same thing. I'm going to walk really slowly, step by step through each pose, and then we'll string them all together. Mountain. And exhale, chair. So this is us pretending like we are seated in a chair. We do not want our knees splaying over the front toes. They can be over the ankle in this position. That's fine. We just do not want them to be over our toes, like this. We want to keep them more parallel. We want the bend to be coming more right here at the hinge, at the hips versus at the knees. Okay? We can keep our hands here at heart center or up overhead like traditionally. And here is your beautiful, lovely chair. And we're going to exhale, forward fold. We're going to inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, we plant the hands and we step back. Right foot, then left into plank. This time, we're going to lower down into chaturanga. This is chaturanga. If that is not accessible, drop your knees, lower down chaturanga. Okay, so we come forward in this rocking motion in plank, come forward, and then we lower down, bending our arms, keeping our back straight, our neck straight, and we inhale, upward facing dog. I am actively pushing through my hands here. My heart is radiating forward and up. The crown of my head is reaching up towards the sky. My gaze is forward. My thighs are off the mat. We are very mobile here. And my feet are firmly planted. The tops of my feet are firmly planted. And we're going to exhale and me into a downward dog. Good job. Go ahead and bring your right foot in between the hands. Come up for high lunge. Here. Arms overhead. Smile. All right, and then we're going to frame the foot, step back to plank, lower our chaturanga, upward facing dog, and we're meeting back in a downward facing dog. Very good job. Now we're going to bring our left leg through in between the hands, and we're going to rise up for our high lunge on our left side. So I know we've been through high lunge, but you do not want your knee splaying over the ankle. The right heel is shooting towards the back of the mat as hard as it can. Some people can lift their feet all the way up. I kind of like to get the stretch. It's kind of up to you, whichever feels better. A lot of people like this lifted foot. I'm a fan of it. Not. But it's not turned out like warrior, like this. It's off. My heel is off, barreling towards the back of the mat. My thighs are engaged. My glutes are engaged. My core is engaged too. Okay. And we're going to exhale. We're going to plant our hands. Step that left foot back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Meeting me back in a downward dog. And walk towards the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to chair position. Exhale, Tadasana, mountain pose, hands at heart center. Way to go. There was your first sun salutation B. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths here before we roll through that one. We'll take 3 deep breaths. Good job. All right, let's roll through this. So, on starting position, mountain, hands at heart center. Inhale, sit back, arms up, chair. Beautiful chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, jump back to plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right leg comes through. Inhale, high lunge, arms overhead. Exhale, plant the feet, step back plank, lower down chaturanga, upward facing dog. And meeting me back, downward facing dog. Very good job. Left leg comes through. Inhale, we rise up, high lunge, left side. Arms overhead, smiling. And exhale, frame the foot. Step the left foot back to meet the right. Lower down chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Meeting me back. And a downward facing dog. Good job. And come up to the tippy toes and walk to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, chair position, arms up. Exhale, mountain pose, hands at heart center. Awesome. Go ahead and take you some breaths here. I always try to add a sun A into my routine. 90% of them will always have that in there. I think it's a great warm-up. It's just a great way to flow. Very good job. So we're going to just go on and come to a seated position on the mat. We're going to take our legs out long. Now, this right here, you can use blocks. Right here, this is a great way to use a block to sit on it. So this gives you more length to be able to fold. Yeah, where you're folding. This is Padimottanasana. This is seated forward fold. So if this looks, like we're hanging down in ragdoll, it's because we are. The only difference is that we're in ragdoll, we have most of the time we're rounded. And here, I want us to focus more on a lengthened spine coming forward versus a rounded spine. Okay? So, sweep the arms up overhead and fold forward. Long. Think length. Think long, not rounding. We're going to stretch through the hamstrings. You can pull at the feet. You can pull wherever you are here. It also helps if that is just not accessible to you. You can round this bolster right here. This is we use this a lot in yin yoga, and I love this. But you can just hang. So if the seated just forward fold on the mat or the block doesn't work, go ahead and just get your stretch on right here. Oh, this is so nice. And breathe. The flexibility that we gain on the mat makes life off of this mat so much easier. Our bodies, they do not age gracefully without our help. Yoga helps us age gracefully. Keeps us flexible and moving. Very good job. Go ahead and move the bolster or the block out of the way. We're going to come down for Shavasana. I want you to roll your blanket up or your bolster or your block, whatever you have. If you have books and pillows, please do those things. I'm going to show you with all the options. So we're just going to come down to Shavasana with a heart opener. So we want our chest to be expansive. So you want it to be lifting on your chest, and you want your arms in cactus, which is like T-shape, and then you just bring them up to a 90-degree angle, and you are in cactus. It does not have to be active. We're just laying here with our chest open. If you have the block, Just lay the block. You'll know what feels right. Just find that position that feels good. You may have to shimmy it up a little bit under. Oh yeah, there we go. Right under those shoulder blades. This is great. Okay. And if you have the bolster, go ahead and put it up against your sits bones and then fall back. So this is going to be a much deeper opening. But yes, so we are taking savasana right here. Ah, you are awesome. Way to show up for yourself today. And now you get to be in this nice, beautiful heart opener. From sitting, texting, reading, eating, watching TV, we're in a constant slouched position. If you would like to improve your posture, lay like this for 10 minutes a day. It will help expand the chest, open the shoulders, and it will allow for so much more opening, physically and mentally. As always, I want you to stay here as long as you can. I'm going to go ahead and end out our practice. Namaste.